caffeine. Late night adventures on the gridiron, and we all know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. Welcome everyone to the Woodshed, East Lansing, Michigan. Spartan Stadium on the banks of the Red Cedar and home to Michigan State. As we'll see a squad from the MAC, the Western Michigan Broncos. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Michigan State's offense will start this game off. And guys, we talk about how tight ends are a quarterback's best friend. Boy, this guy may take friendship to a whole nother level.
Yeah, it's so nice to have a guy that the size, the athletic ability, and here's why it's always so good. Jesse, what do you want to do, man? Put a linebacker on him, put a safety on him. Nowadays, these guys can win, and it just really makes offense so much easier to run, and it goes pretty smooth.
Yeah, you're right. This guy is a matchup nightmare. It seems like every week defensive coordinators go in and they don't respect his athleticism, and it ends up burning them. They're going to find out the hard way today. If they try to play him and match him up with linebackers and safeties, this dude makes defenses look silly.
And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
3rd and 6, and they'll need a big play here on this opening drive. To the air, it's Childs. Fires one high and deep. Out of bounds all the way down at the 33-yard line, and they were backed up, but not for long.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
He looks it in and makes the fair catch, and they'll have it at the 32. So Western Michigan's offense has its first opportunity of the day. And Jesse, they've got a running back that they'd love to feature in this if he is able to answer the challenge.
Yeah, and listen, this guy might not be a Heisman finalist, but he can break off long runs. And this defense, David, they better be ready. They better pack a lunch, show up today, and try to get hats to the football. Because if you come out here with your B game, he can run all over you.
And it's important for this offense, too, because they need to have balance on offense. They need the ground game to get going. He's capable. He's shown flashes. We just want to see it consistently.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. That pass is incomplete.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Sparty and nearly 75,000 of his closest friends pegging the decibel meter on 3rd down. They'll try to get the first through the air. Here's a hit. Man, did he pay for it with that hit as he got rid of the ball.
3rd and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls in.
The Broncos will try to pin them back with the punt. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. He'll call for the fair catch and make it at the 14, and they'll be backed up to start this drive. This drive will open from the 15. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Caught over the middle. It's Belly. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. He's dragged down to the ground, but what a play there. Scoops up the loose football and moves the chains.
Defensive coordinators always preach swatting and batting at the football and trying to punch it out, trying to dislodge the ball from the ball carrier, and boy, they did it right there.
Western Michigan has it back as they send the offense onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Snagged in the middle, it's Leary. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
Caught in the backfield, it's Leary. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Down to the 16-yard line, it's 1st and 10. On the run, it's Buckley. Out of bounds right at the 10-yard line as they are threatening to score.
Really nice first down run, and you're seeing why this running back is an every down type. He can run between the tackles, he can run outside, he can catch the football, he can block. This guy can do it all.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Off the play fake. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to find another play. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Back to pass, it's Lowry. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Western Michigan. Fired in from the red zone for the score.
I'm going to spread you sideline to sideline with all my speed, make you cover the whole field. Nice job by the offense, going with a little spread look, taking advantage of the speed they had on the field, and getting the big touchdown.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the PAT makes it 7-0. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish it off by connecting from 10 yards out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Off-play action on 1st down. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly.
Hey, on offense, you got to know when the play's over. That one there, nowhere to go with it after he caught the football. You start trying to juke guys. You start trying to run backward. This ain't high school anymore. I mean, you used to be able to make that play years ago. You're not doing it here in big-time college football, though. Not good.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Catch in the middle. It's Kelly. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down.
Great job by the defense winning those early downs. Now you get them in a predictable situation. 3rd and long, you bring in more DBs, more speed, more fun blitz packages. Get to have a little fun, go get the quarterback.
Sends it back in motion. Back to throw, it's Childs. Going for the big play. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
Wow, the quarterback got away with one there. He's lucky that defender dropped that pass because if he picks it, he might have taken that one to the house.
The Spartans send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. Opening play of this drive comes from the 34. Pulls and fires complete. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you can tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
Now on 2nd down. Back to pass. got it in the middle. It's Williams. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down.
I'll tell you, man, I love quarterbacks that have arm talent, but that can throw it accurately at the same time, and you saw all of it on that in route.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Pulls and throws out the RPO. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Wants to go up top. Grabbed in the middle. It's Buckley. And they pick up the first down in what might be the last play here in the first quarter. We've come to the break. It's Western Michigan on top. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Dropping back, it's Lowry. Pressure coming. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
What an effort getting to the quarterback there. You think about Michigan State D-line and Jarrell Worthy, Shalik Calhoun, guys that would use their frame to their advantage, and you just could not block them. This guy has a physical ability. He's got a lot of things you can't coach. One of those is that frame, and he used it right there to his advantage.
And the Broncos trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Throws to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Leary. And he'll be brought down.
Really nice job on that play. Quarterback and receiver being on the same page. Quarterback not telegraphing the throw, and the receiver does a nice job finding the soft spot in the defense, just settling down and giving his quarterback a nice target to throw to.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And that's a gut punch, especially for the offensive coordinator, because that was sort of a foreign look, the pre-snap motion, a timing play, trying to get the receiver the football quickly. You're expecting to outflank the defense, but give the defense a ton of credit. They made the bigger play, and now they've set you up in a 4th down.
And it's no good. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss. This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Quickly out to the tight end. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
Quarterbacks and receivers have got to be on the same page with respect to hot routes and sight adjustments, and those always happen when DBs come blitzing and they come running free like that. You can't put that one on the offensive line. That's on the QB and his receiver not being on the same page.
And the Spartans have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Off play action. Caught. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
I like the mitts, the big fella coming in with the catch. Hey, running a little bit of a route, showing a little wiggle, getting open, throw him the football. That's what he catch you, big fella.
The Spartans are way behind the sticks on this 3rd and forever. Looking downfield, it's Childs. He lofts one down the sideline. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
Looks it all the way in and now turns his attention upfield. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. They're dealing with a second and long. They'll move the tight end. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Got a man. It's Buckley.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
The noise bouncing off of Sparty's armor as they encourage the green and white on third down. They'll try to get it through the air. Under fire. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Broncos will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Setting up the screen. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield.
Great job, too, by the QB there, holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the first down.
See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. To the air, it's Childs. Got a man, it's Kelly.
Well, you can afford to be a little bit late as a quarterback when you're throwing crow routes into zone coverage when you've got an arm like that. This dude's got a cannon.
And the Spartans with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. It's a fumble on the play. And he falls on top of his own fumble, and the offense will retain possession. They've got the first down, mark it at the 26 in the waning seconds of the half. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Wants to throw on first down. They've got the screen set up. He gets it past the first down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks. Lots of good stuff on that play. You slow down the rush, you get a completion, and you move the chains.
And most importantly, you're right. You don't force a short yardage situation that you have to get. Nice job. Invite that rush up the field. Take advantage of the aggressiveness of the defense. Make the catch. Make the run. Get the first down.
And the pass to the sideline will pick up a short gain.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you even start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Looking to throw, it's Childs. Grabbed over the middle, it's Marsh. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal. The offense will quickly use a timeout. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. He's looking to throw. Touchdown, Michigan State! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession.
And that is a perfect job by the offense, executing that 2-minute situation. The quarterback was really in charge and focused. Made sure that all the right decisions were being made with respect to execution and the clock. This is something you practice all season long, and they execute the 2-minute perfectly here at the end of the half.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle. So the touchdown drive goes 63 yards. And they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'll leave it with him. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, what else is new? A spirited environment there in East Lansing. And that defense has to feel like it just played about as close to a perfect first half as it can play. And who am I to argue? I mean, check out that scoreboard. Bone-crushing hits and an airtight secondary. Feels like they have 12, 13 dudes out there against that offense, which needs a real pick-me-up and fast. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Spartan Stadium.
The Spartans will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner is stopped. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Back to pass, it's Lowry. Here comes the heat. Here's trouble, ball's out in the end zone. And that's going to be a safety. It prevented the touchdown by falling on him, and they'll give up the deuce.
Yeah, and sometimes you get confused and you get lost when you're on the field, but not that far. And I don't know how to explain this. I would love to give you words and break this down and be like, this is what he was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking.
And they'll set up for the free kick from their own 20. Creates a little space. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. He'll do it himself. Quick spin on the ride.
This is one of the things that's hard about stopping the option. That wasn't a big gain, but you look up, and they're in second and short, second and medium. They put you behind the sticks consistently as a defense. This defense has to be aggressive, make sure they get to this quarterback, and make him make quick decisions.
And the Spartans in a good spot here with second and short. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. He made the first guy miss, but there were too many dudes coming to help, and they stopped him behind the line.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
The Spartans are at the line looking to convert on third and short. They'll try to run for it. Turning it on! Just what they'd hoped for on third down as they've got a first at the 32.
Really nice resiliency by the running back. Sometimes you just got to be able to turn the page, right? You have a tackle for loss the previous play, they give it right back to you, and you make the defense pay. Good vision, good athleticism picking up that first. Why not give it to him again?
Give to the running back. Makes the tackle right at the 21-yard line. Pickup of 10 on the play, and this offense is threatening with a first down.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? It's been really hard for this offense in this game to run the football, but they finally break off a big run there. That could be the play they need to really generate momentum and get this run game going.
They'll give it to the back. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense. And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
On the move. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football. You got to just keep getting positive yards. You got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
They'll send the tight end in motion. To the ground to try to pick up the first. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Smarty.
And I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through it. He knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And he tacks on the extra point. They went 54 yards on that last touchdown drive. And they finished it off with the score from the 4. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Unloads to the wideout. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
Looking to pass, it's Lowry. Oh, they're after him! And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
Man, this defense has played so well, and this offense, they've struggled. They haven't executed greatly. They're going to have to do it against a really good defense who continues to apply pressure. They've got to find a way to protect their quarterback a little better.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Lofts one high and deep. Makes the catch down the right side. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made.
And first down for the offense.
They had this offense backed up. Now they have to be staggering. Can they deliver another punch on 1st and 10 from inside the 40? They'll run it from the gun. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
Well, he did everything he could to try to avoid all those defenders, but at the end, it's still a negative play. Tackle for loss.
One defender, then the next one. The blitzing guy got a shot at him. Everybody had a shot. It took a while to get him down.
Yeah, great effort by that defense, not quitting on the play.
Throws to the tight end. He makes a catch. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. We reach the end of the period, and Michigan State has the lead. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Red pass, it's complete. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it first and goal.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock, that is at a premium for this offense.
And the Broncos have it with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. See if they can get it done on second and goal. Dropping back, it's Lowry. Get it out on the screen. Touchdown, Broncos! A great catch and run for 6.
Western Michigan, number 6, on the drive and the score.
Lining up for the PAT.
For the extra point.
And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer.
That makes the score. Michigan State, 16. Western Michigan, 14.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
Time is on their side, and they're going to wind that play clock all the way down. Here's a quick throw out to the left. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And what a nice play by the DB. You have to understand, that wide receiver gets that ball that quick. It's tough to get him on the ground. Nice job getting a hold of him, getting him on the ground for no gain.
And the Spartans need their binoculars to find that line to gain here on 3rd down. Looking to throw, it's Childs. Pocket breaking down. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
Great job up front on this pass rush. Defense in a dime personnel grouping. They've got 6 DBs on the field. They're expecting pass, so they're going to have to win with 4 guys, and they're 4-1. They got the job done.
On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. Quick pass on the fly motion. Breaks into the open. Touchdown, Western Michigan. And they've moved out front here in the 4th.
And at this stage of the game in the fourth quarter, big-time players make big plays in big games. What a great job after he secured the catch in the open field, showing off the speed, taking it to the house, and with it, his team now has the lead.
PAT unit on the field.
Is on for the extra point.
And the extra point is good, and the lead is 5 here in the fourth. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that.
16.
Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well to not give back that last score. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. To throw, it's Childs. Hauls it in. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Off the play fake on first down. Makes the grab. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. Intercepted. Big play. Stops the drive. Just a short return, but that would have been icing on the cake. They've got it first down at the 42.
It's such a fine line offensively. Late in the game, you got to score, you got to make big plays, but you can't turn the football over. Big-time mistake. This one might cost them.
They'll start this drive from the 42. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. We'll give him a couple on that with 2nd and 8 coming up. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. Pulls it and fires to the left. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple of yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. The Broncos line up to punt it away. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's not exactly going to go on the resume reel. Looking downfield, it's Childs. Going to try to pop one on the screen. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going. He knew exactly what they needed there, made the play, and got out of bounds to stop the clock.
And you got to keep this turbo mode on, right? We got to keep going fast. The clock's running down. Fourth quarter, need a score. Great execution to get the first down. We need a lot more of this on this drive.
Looking to throw on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Kelly. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
And this offense, they got another positive game, but I think they're going to have to start pushing the ball down the field a little bit. Got to make some plays. That clock is not your friend. You got to speed up, maybe work the middle of the field a little bit, but make sure we get first downs, and the rest of the time work the sidelines.
Just let him a little too far across the sidelines. Couldn't make the catch in bounds. It's incomplete.
Nice job by this defense. You go dime package. Why? Because you know the offense is going to throw the football. Great job matching up. More skilled players on more skilled players. More speed on the field to defend the pass.
The Spartans come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Caught over the middle. It's Kelly. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it's a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
And the Spartans with the 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Snagged in the middle. It's McCray. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
And that is enough. First down for the offense.
They went up top to pick up the last 1st down. Let's see what they have here. To the air, it's Childs. Quickly complete. Knocked down immediately, but a nice pickup on that one.
This is a very tough slot receiver to cover if you're a linebacker because of how quick and how shifty he is. You never seem to know which way he's going, and he always seems to create an open space for his QB.
The Spartans can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Catch in the middle. It's Belly. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.